All right, guys, we're live. I got my new best friend, Jimmy Justice. Right? We'll talk about that in our beef shortly. He's a BKFC brawler, by the way. Check out his Instagram, man. Tore his last opponent up, and he wants to do the same to me
Right.
potentially. He wants to do the same to me potentially. We'll see. We'll talk about that. And then we got Juan Javier Barragan, which you pronounce your name way cooler than I do, and you are a
It's a Spanish
kickboxing
name.
champion.
Yeah, I'm two-time world champion kickboxing and European champion Thai boxing.
Yeah, you're legit. You're legit, just like Jimmy, and I'm going to prove later how legit I am. But anyway, let's
have
just go
a
over
goal.
some comments real quick.
You
Huh?
have a goal, Viking Samurai, to become a fighter. We have a goal to become actors. We're done
Okay.
with, but I'm going to come and kick your ass.
We'll talk about that more later. Let's just catch up on some comments real quick. This guy, my name sucks bad, said, "This channel has lost everything about what it used to be and has become a joke." I disagree because this channel has always been about the 80s and 90s action and martial arts films. And the guys in those movies and their real life stories have always inspired us. So this channel is evolving. And in a crazy way, I am becoming that because now I am in movies and I'm going to potentially do a fight. And, that should inspire people to do big things because I am not doing normal shit anymore. So this channel has not lost what it's become. It has not become a joke. It's just become a lot more serious and real, in my opinion.
This is a cool YouTube channel. I want anybody of my followers watching this, check out his YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Big time.
Yeah,
most
it's legit,
definitely.
man. It's a great channel.
I want to add to this. I'm also new on this page, on this YouTube channel, but it's an incredible YouTube channel about the old 80s and 90s movie stars. It's epic and it's a nice YouTube channel, man.
Oh,
For
thanks, man.
sure. Yeah.
Thanks, man. Look at this. Indy Philip Connor says Vikings going to win. We'll talk about more of that later. And I want to get your opinion later too, Juan, about this whole
Yeah.
thing because you met us both on Warrior Island. Speaking
Yeah.
of which, let's talk about that a little bit because that's where we all met because there were a lot of great warriors there, which is a reason why we're all there. But just to start off with Jimmy, like, how'd you even end up on Warrior Island, man?
I used to fight for a cage fighting show called UCM MMA, Cage Rage. It was the biggest one in the UK. And someone reached out to them saying that they were going to do a reality TV MMA show and they were looking for MMA fighters. So Dave O'Donnell, knowing the personality that I had, thinks I would be ideal for TV, reality TV. And I agreed. And I was very interested in going on this Warrior Island TV show. But ultimately it was a fighting tournament, which I was prepared to fight and be the last man standing.
Nice, nice. So, what about you, Juan?
Well, I'm like Juan Javier Barragan, like from Holland. I'm half Spanish, half Dutch. I'm a fighter. I'm like world champion. And in one moment, I get in contact with the guys of the movie Out for Vengeance. It's an international thriller made by Solar Salza, the producer. And they invited me to be on that movie. And over there, I met Silvio Simek, the incredible movie star from lots of different movies. And then he told me like that I have to keep get in contact with the guys from his upcoming project in Philadelphia in America because he thought I would be fit for it. And the rest is history.
Good looking bastard.
I spoke with James, and then I invited to be on the Warrior Island to be in the movie as one of the fighters. And then after that, I searched on the internet about the movie. I saw Jimmy. I didn't know him, but we made contact. Yeah, and from that moment on, he was like a real friend of mine, a real brother. And I met you also on the set of Warrior Island, but over there when I arrived, and you was also a great person, like to meet you. Like everybody on the Warrior Island set was incredible, amazing people.
Oh,
And that
for
was
sure, man. It was a real treat and pleasure to meet both you guys, as well as a lot of other people on Warrior Island. Of course, it was such a great set, a lot of respect among all the fighters and martial artists and different actors and everything else. And it's kind of funny how interconnected this whole world is because you said you were working on that film with Solar, and then like that's where you met Civil Simac, and then obviously Civil's, associated with Warrior Island, and then kind of got you involved in that. And then, yeah, even me, like the first time I met Silvio was on Warrior Island. Great guy. We hit it off. I'm actually going to get him in my next movie that I'm going to start shooting in September. So we're going to have a rematch. So we had an epic battle on Warrior Island, but the rematch is coming. The rematch is coming, man. But yeah, it's really cool. So, let me just read a couple more comments as these things come. This guy's become a troll on my channel, by the way. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Mahalarka Awa. I'm not gonna be mean. When I say I'm not gonna be mean, I'm just not gonna be honest and tell you what I honestly think about the dude. But anyway, he says Jimmy Justice has fights going back over 10 years and training videos. He is tough and good and a real martial artist with trainers and teachers. Well, shit, I got videos going back well over 10 years of training too. So anyway, this guy's always just trying to like downplay me,
Warrior Island 10 years ago, I was doing a big campaign, and you can see some of those old videos on Justice TV, which is a YouTube channel of mine. But you should check them out.
It's crazy because Warrior Island actually does go back like 10 years, where they made like season 1 and 2, and then more recently, what we were involved with, I think they were going to call it season 3, but it's more of a reboot. It's just like going to be the mini series before they do the big feature film with Sheldon Lettich directing. What
I thought about it was this going to be like the TV movie. They're going to premiere in New York at the 11th of November, and after that, Sheldon is going to be on board and everybody we already met, and then they're going to make the movie, and that's going to film. They're going to film it probably in Thailand, but that's going to be around the world.
Of us are going to be in the movie because we're also high caliber at what we do.
Yeah, let's hope, man.
Yeah, no, man. You guys got to be out there November 11th, Urban Action Showcase in New York. Anybody watching, meet us all out there. But here's a comment, another one from this guy. I'll address real quick because I think it'll perfectly lead into what we want to talk about here. So this guy. Viking is challenging people for selfish reasons and pride, not for real reasons to help the world or inspire others. He has such false humility. That is fake because the fact of the matter is, when I called out Michael Bisping, the biggest challenge and the biggest fight is actually making something of that scale actually happen. And that should be inspiring for anybody, because a lot of people don't believe in themselves, thinking they probably can't make something that big happen. I'm going to get a big ass fight next year, and that should inspire people just for a lot of reasons, man. But you didn't like me calling out Michael Bisping, did you, Jimmy?
No, but I respect him because you have a dream and you're working towards that dream. But part of working towards that dream is accepting this challenge, yeah? And if you come through the challenge and you win, why wouldn't God reward you? You know what I mean? Like, we all get challenged in life, and that, it's the man that avoids the challenge, and you're not. So you're going to take the fight, so fair play to you. But I was thinking, I personally would not call out Mike Bisping, because people would say, well, who are you to call out Mike Bisping, But listen, you've got your angle, I've got my angles in calling it. I called out Michael Venom Page, actually. You know who he is? MVP?
Love that guy. Great fighter, man.
Yeah, well, I had an angle, yeah. He was mad at me after he lost against Mike Perry. And he was... he basically wanted to fight me after fighting Mike Perry. His emotions were running high, and I come into the changing room singing a song saying, MVP is falling down, platinum Mike Perry. And then he was in there and he was pissed, and he come out and he was like, hey, come here, like that, like wanting me to come up to him. And I'm just like, no, chill, champ. And but after that, when I got into the BKFC, knowing that he didn't like me and that he wanted to fight me that night, I was hoping that, maybe that might be enough, but obviously, but like Mike Bisping to fight someone has got to be, someone really big name, but then it could be that you've irritated him so much with these call out videos. Yeah. And the call out videos are going to start stagnating, but because you're fighting me and you're saying, look, if I beat him, then I want to be taken seriously, and then that sort of shit, you know what I mean? if you beat a fellow British man and he's like, fuck, man, I could have beaten that guy. Look, and next thing you know, you and Bisping could happen in the future if if you beat me. So
He's got to. I mean, he'll take it serious. We'll talk about our fight more in a second, but the whole thing with Michael Bisping, it's not like I'm singling the dude out, because I have any personal vendetta. I seen a big opportunity because he had made a video talking about the biggest martial arts frauds of all time, said Frank Dukes was number one, told him to call him. So I'm just like, I've seen an opportunity. I'm just like, Frank, let's fucking call him, dude. And people will say I'm picking on Mike Bisping. Oh, he's all beat up and he's got one eye. Well, at the end of the day, he beat a lot of dudes with that one eye, and he still can beat most guys today. So, people give me shit over that. He told Frank to call him. Frank's in his 60s. Frank's a disabled veteran, man. But Frank...
I promise you, Mike Bisping is 100% a tougher fight than me, bro. 100% with his one eye.
Yeah. And the whole thing is like, to do legendary shit, that's why I say it'd be Viking Samurai versus the Cyclops. I mean, you can't make that up. That's like too good not to happen. So anyway, the Frank Dukes angle, and look, I want to find out just as much as everybody else, because whether people believe Frank Dukes or not, at the end of the day, I think he does have really good knowledge to share. And maybe I'm delusional, but I will find out with everybody else, and he will. Shidoshi Duke could help train me in the ancient ways, and I will apply some of that to Michael Bisping. But look, serious note, not that wasn't serious, but a more serious note is that I want to do a boxing match for a couple of reasons, because it's more mainstream, and I'll be doing a full camp with Tim Witherspoon, former two-time heavyweight champ, and then we're going to add the Duke's Brew element on top of that, which is like a supercharger to an existing martial arts such as boxing. So that's how that whole thing comes into play. It wasn't like, hey, let me just put out a challenge to a dude who's got one eye and all this other stuff. It's like, no, there was an opportunity when he called out Frank Dukes, and I hope he answers that damn call. But, if in order to get to him, I got to take someone like you out. So,
well, that's how the universe works.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, what's up?
I want to add something. You know what the funny thing is? I heard the whole movie, what you made, the film. It's like 2 days ago about where you put Jimmy also in, where he was talking about the whole experience in Warrior Island and how this whole story became into life or something. What the funny thing is? I saw you explaining your whole thing, and it kept going on. In one moment, I was like giving you the how do you say it? The reason of a doubt. Yeah, the funny thing is, normally when people go in a fight for the first time, it's like a very confronting thing, The condition is different. The pressure, he's used to it. You're not used to it. So that's like the one thing that I think, if it works out or not. But besides that, you got the benefit of the doubt. That was the thing. Benefit of the doubt.
I was talking earlier about this man, Viking Samurai. He's a clout chaser. He wants attention, and he can use this fight as content for his channel. Oh, look at me, I'm a bad man, I'm going to do a fight against Jimmy Justice, KFC fighter. But then he pulls out, and then he got all the attention and all the content and stuff like that. So what I'm saying is, when you're a fighter and you have a fight date, there's always lots of reasons to pull out a fight. Oh, my hand hurts, my foot hurts, you hurt yourself training and stuff. But fighters know, professional fighters who've had lots of fights, like me and Juan, Javier, there's no such thing as a perfect camp, and you get little aches and pains and sprains and stuff like that. It's time to fight. You come to fight, and if you don't fight, you're a chicken, and you won't get.
He's gonna come. I don't have a doubt that he's gonna come to fight. I know for sure he thinks he can knock you out. Yeah,
dude, I'll come to fight. Like, trust me. Hey, look, couple more comments real quick. Jay Roos Theory. People that are trying to diss you, Viking, are comfortable leading mediocre, boring lives. And here's the point, man. A lot of us get complacent and comfortable, and we're just sleepwalking through life. You got to remember, like, we all have dreams, and you got to make those goals, which dreams are goals with deadlines, and you need to work towards that. So that's what I'm doing. And maybe that makes some people feel uncomfortable because they've given up on a lot of stuff that they wanted to do. And somebody actually seeing me making these steps, putting the work in day after day, and actually, accomplishing a lot of stuff that I set out might make people uneasy. But I'm here to inspire. So if we filter out certain people, fine. I need people that are fucking inspired by the shit that I'm doing on this channel.
Double Dragon, because me and you and Javier, we're all inspiring people that follow us, because we're all working towards our dreams. And this man can call himself a world champion, but he's legit world champion, I want that status. Everybody wants that status. But, he earned that, fair play to him, and his opponent won us a knockover. It was a very highly respected. Was it Charlie Peters you beat?
Charlie Peters was the second one, the second world title.
Second world
Charlie
title.
Peters.
These are high names in K1, so big respect to our world champion on the line here and that. But I could never get the opportunity to be a world champion in boxing. What organizations in MMA could I become a world champion? I think either BKF. BKF. This K1 opportunity, these are the ones that I could become a world champion in. So I'm very pleased to have that opportunity.
But one thing I want to add is that I would never call you a Viking samurai cloud chaser. The first thing I told my girlfriend back home is about your website, because you're an actor, but you are also your own brand, and you help a lot of people with your content, what you're making every day. So that's the main reason why you are doing your thing. It's not only for the cloud. It's because you're doing a thing in a good way. So
100%, man. I appreciate that. And I want to address this comment because this guy's always trolling me now. He says, okay, I also challenged Michael Bisping, and now God should reward my dream too, and I deserve clout and attention too. So he's thinking about it the wrong way. First of all, just because I challenged Michael Bisping, again, the biggest challenge is getting a fight on that scale. It's not the actual fight. And God obviously has not rewarded me for that because I don't have that fight. So why should God reward you too? And another thing I want to point out.
Those are the words of Jimmy. Jimmy was just using that sentence. You know what the funny thing is? This is like, how do you call this? The T-board? This is a T-board gangster. Somebody who speaks on the internet. He loves to watch your video. He's watching
which is great. And I hope he keeps watching, because if he does, he's going to see me do some crazy ass stuff in the future. But here's at the end of the day, look, like you said, Juan, I am building a brand. I meet, all these great martial artists. I train with them. I'm doing movies. I'm building a name. There's like more movies in the pipeline for next year. So the fact of the matter is, like, I'm making a presence. So you could say, okay, yeah, who's this Viking guy? He doesn't have the following. He hasn't done shit. He can't get the Michael Bisping fight. That's why I'm creating that foundation to get my name big enough in order to get the fight. So unlike this guy, I'm not just some random guy sitting on my ass at home saying, oh, I should get that too. It's like, no, I'm building shit. I built this channel. It's going to keep building. I'm doing movies and probably going to end up fighting Jimmy for something really special, which, we could find out more about later. But anyway, these trolls every once in a while, it's like they keep poking at you. So it's, you got to just, okay, let me just fucking respond to this dude. And then I'll ignore him going forward.
Yeah, perfect.
But anyway, Juan, look,
I love this.
Juan, you met me and Jimmy, Warrior Island. I think we all did a really great job there. We all put up some really good fights. So Jimmy's background, man. And then, so like, how do you think a potential fight would play out if me and Jimmy threw down?
Yeah, that's a funny thing, because Jimmy has his work done already, so we can look it up, how he fights. His fighting spirit is incredible. And what I know from you is just what we saw in the movie or on the film sets, and that looks incredible. So
good technique.
Yeah, there's a perfect technique. It looks incredible. Yeah. But now, if the fight ever happens between you guys, then you can see how it works in a practical way.
For sure. Just speculating though, if you were to place a bet, who'd you put your money on, the Viking Samurai or Jimmy Justice?
Then I will put it on Jimmy.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I think that we need to find out for real though to see if you win that bet or not.
Yeah, I think that's a good possibility, because I would love to see your fight. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I can tell you some I can bring you some news if you want. Well, that's why I contacted you,
man.
because I saw that movie from you guys yesterday or 2 days ago,
Sure.
where you were talking about everything, and I heard about the fight between you guys. So in this November, I got a world title fight in Dubai, and there are 4 other fights in that same event, also world title fights, and one of them is Jimmy's fight. But Jimmy doesn't have his opponent was not chosen already. So now we can we're gonna put you in. Then there's gonna be a real K1 fight under rules for of kickboxing, 7 rounds, 2 minutes in Dubai, and for a world title, man. So
2-minute round. I was not aware, but that's good. I was
7 minutes.
So just to clarify for the audience, there is a vacant world kickboxing title
From the organization FIBA, yes.
So basically, no offense, Jimmy, but after I knock out Jimmy, I will have a really nice world championship kickboxing belt with background in this bookcase by the end of the year.
I feel bad. I might give you a replica of the belt. I might give you the belt, actually. I don't need it, honestly.
You don't need, well, I'm going to earn it, dude. Like, I'm not into that participation trophy bullshit. I'm going to earn that belt.
The funny thing is, if you win, you are world champion then, and then you have to how do you say it? They're gonna challenge you for the belt. And
of course they will. Everybody wants that belt at that point. But you know what the crazy ass thing is? And this alone should be kind of inspiring, and I want people to take that away from the channel. I'm kind of, in a way, like recreating the 80s and 90s, because when you would watch one of those martial arts movies back in the day and you'd read the DVD box case, it'd say Don Wilson, world kickboxing champion, and he's in this action movie. Literally, that is going to be my life. Like
if you win.
If I win. Okay,
kickboxing champion contender. There you go.
Okay.
You're
by the end of November, then when all these movies come out, they could put that. Like, Jimmy is a really tough guy. He's obviously a fighter, and I think he'd be, he wouldn't be an easy fight for anybody. And that's actually why this is really great for me, because it's not like I'm just beating, of course you'd kick that dude's ass. I'm sure the majority of people, especially who've watched your fights, know you, just like Juan, thinks you will win the fight. Which is great. I'd rather come in as the underdog, because what does it do for me?
I'd rather coming in as the underdog. Trust me, there's a bit of pressure, you
got a lot of pressure, you man. If you lose from him, then you're
you've got way more pressure, Jimmy. Because if you lose to me, just the martial arts YouTuber guy, and you're the fighter, and you destroyed your last guy in bare knuckle, you look really bad.
This is the reason why Bisping doesn't react straight on these kinds of challenges, because he's got a lot to lose. Viking doesn't have nothing to lose against Bisping. Against you, the same. So if he wins, it's going to go viral. If he loses, it's normal. Everybody expects it.
So rematch me in bare knuckle boxing.
Hey, you know what we got to do? And again, I don't mean this out of disrespect, Jimmy. I do respect you and I like you. But when I win, it'll make a statement. And basically, I think if Bisping doesn't want to come back, I think your boy Mike Perry should avenge the beating you're going to take.
If you want to get to Mike Perry, the only road for you is then beat him on knockout, then challenge him for a rematch on bare knuckle, beat him again for the title or for something, and then you go after Mike.
There's a couple different ways to go after Mike, man. I think if I embarrass his friend, he may just look ultimately.
Or I'm going to revenge him.
So this is K1, kickboxing, and I'm not the first boxer who's felt strong enough to take on these K1 fighters, So a lot of these K1 fighters are from a karate background, like yourself, But then you get the rough, tough guys like me, They get in there and they don't care for your kicks. They just want to beat you up with their fists, Now, obviously, I know your kicks are lethal weapons and stuff like that, But I can kick as well. But I'm just saying, I'll make it a scrap. I'll come to you, you little Kazakh. I'll do it, daughter.
Hey, and
Hey,
if
let
you
me
beat,
address this
if you
comment
beat
real
you, I'm
quick.
gonna fight him.
Let me address this guy Stitch. Viking needs to realize real fights are totally different to the movies. He's deluded.
That's
Look,
what
anybody with any
deluded.
semblance of common sense knows that real fights are different, man. Like
Have you
I've
ever
worked with and
sparred?
trained with Don Wilson and Tim Witherspoon. Like they're real world
Perfect.
champions, and of
But have you
course,
ever sparred?
I'm very aware that movies are different.
Have you ever sparred?
Of course, very hard, but not for like
Okay.
10 years
Yeah,
because I
yeah,
used to
yeah.
be so banged up and bruised. I couldn't train the way I wanted to, and I didn't want the mileage on my body because I wasn't a professional fighter. Why would I keep basically breaking myself down? So, yes, I do have experience in actually throwing, but it'd be very nice not to have to hold back and just go all out. And in a way, look, in a way, I'm gonna feel kind of bad for beating you, Jimmy, because it's like Juan said, you have a lot more to lose than me, and you're a tough guy. But like, I feel
everything
bad
to
in a
lose.
way.
There's one person who will be happy to see me take a beating, and that is the lovely Jessica. You remember from Warrior Island, my wife?
Sure.
Yeah, she loves to see me get beaten up.
Well, I'll do it. I'll do it for Jessica then.
Yeah.
I'll do it for her. That's funny.
I'll do it. Watch. I can tell him that his dad's a world champion.
Oh, here's a comment. Jimmy Justice and Viking Samurai should just spar instead. No. There's a literal world kickboxing title at stake, man. And I know we both want that. And that'll be way more interesting.
Yeah.
And keep it respectful. Follow the code. It's all right having a bit of banter and stuff, but you tag Mike Perry in saying, "I'm going to knock your boy the TF out." Yeah. And that is, I'm telling James Jefferson that you use the F word. That's not following the code.
Oh, I didn't use the F word. I think I just said F. I don't think I actually spelled it out, so it was censored. But look, my ultimate goal, and I said it in my video, is to get one of those Paul brothers. And anybody who could land one of those fights, again, getting that is the challenge, not the actual fight. Getting that is the challenge. So me trying to that's why I want Mike Perry after you, because you guys are like buddies, right? I want Mike Perry after you because that could get me the Logan or Jake Paul fight. That's how I'm thinking about things. Like I'm looking at the big ass picture.
You know how we fighters always talk when we have a fight, an upcoming fight. We never talk about no other fights, just the upcoming one.
No,
and you want to fight him first, pass him, then talk about Mike Perry and talk about the rest. First him. If you don't pass him, leave it.
Well said.
Yeah, and I respect that and understand that because you got to focus at the opponent on hand. Because even if Mike Perry or Mike Bisping fought Jimmy, they're not just going to walk through him. That's going to be a tough fight, for anybody, in my opinion. And that's why I respect Jimmy, because like when I first seen him on Warrior Island, I seen the guy, and I joked and called him the poor man's Conor McGregor, and I don't mean that out of disrespect. It's like he does have that Conor McGregor bravado and vibe, but also I could tell the dude was a fighter without me even knowing about him. Like I could just tell by looking at him, So yes, you want to focus on the fighter, but like in my goal and my plan, there's always like a multi-step process for the bigger goal, and Jimmy is one of these steps on that path. So yes, I'm going to 100% just focus on Jimmy because I respect him and know he could knock anybody out, including myself. That is a possibility. But I got my bigger plan and goal, and people
can I ask you something
later and see like this shit materialize.
How do you see yourself winning from Jimmy? How do you see beating you? You beating him?
Like a flying kick or something like that.
Flying kick or spinning jump 90 degrees.
Well,
kick.
I don't really want to call it out, man. Like I'll just say, I have the whole fight in my head. I have the whole vision. I walk it out. I got the walkout. I'm throwing hands with them. I got it all playing out. But see, I don't really want to tell him how I'd finish him. I mean, the fight's going to finish how it finishes at the end of the day, whether what I visualize in my head, it'll play out a certain way. But it's like a lot of this stuff is in your mind, man. And when I face, it doesn't matter if it's Jimmy or Mike Bisping or Mike Perry or anybody else, because for me and for anybody, the challenge is really against yourself.
Yourself are your biggest opponent. It's true. It's Bruce Lee. But that's always true. But besides your own opponent, this guy with the yellow cap, he's gonna try to beat you, rearrange your whole face, man.
Of course.
Jimmy is like hardcore.
This yellow
He's
cap,
very hardcore.
Yeah.
Let me do a plug. I got this cap from Philadelphia.
But that's the funny thing about this fight.
On Instagram, they're called Uglyville, yeah? And it says Ugly AF. And that's what you're going to be after this fight. You hear me?
Now there are good comments. We read the comments. Now do good comments now. People like serious people.
Uglyville.
Yeah, now it goes fast. A great matchup.
Yeah,
And it's going to be
Martino
a tough
Golf.
close.
A great matchup. It's going to be a tough, close fight. Just hope Jimmy takes it seriously. Never underestimate your opponent. See, that was the whole point I made about Michael Bisping, because the reason why I said I know I could beat Bisping is because I say that because I know what I would have to do, and I would actually do it, where I would live like a monk. I would live, eat, train, do nothing but boxing, full
But
focus.
the funny thing is, if I'm going to live as a monk, for my fight camp against Mike Tyson, I'm not going to beat Mike Tyson. He's going to beat me up. Even if I'm going to live like
Mike
a monk.
Tyson. Mike Tyson would kick all our asses, dude, and anybody watching. That's Mike Tyson.
No. If I had the same weight as Mike Tyson, it would be a different story. He's not my weight.
No,
Weight.
I'm only training K1, well, in my mind, yeah? So when I'm in the boxing gym, I'm going to be with the K1 style, yeah? So in my head, it's all K1 now, yeah? It's not like I'm training boxing, I'm going to do a K1 fight. I'm fighting K1. So every time I'm on the punch bag, I'm not punch bagging like I'm a boxer. I'm punch bagging like I'm in a K1 match. Okay? One knows what I mean.
It's going to be an epic fight between you guys, because I don't know exactly what I can expect from Samurai, but I think he has some great kicks and punches in his arsenal. And of course, we know what you're going to bring to the table. That's only demolition. And so it's going to be a very nice fight.
Yeah,
yesterday I made jokes with Viking that I'm going to be the semi, how do you say, the semi, not the main event, the co-main event, because you guys are incredible, man. Viking Samurai against Jimmy.
Let's talk about live streaming it and giving you a percentage of the money that we make, because we want to get a link. Now I'm going to bring someone who can film it ringside, who's got an amazing camera, and he can give us a link, and the people that want to watch this fight live stream can pay the price that we agree is fair for what we're doing, and if they want to pay, they can watch.
And then we give the money to. We can give the money to, and how do you say that?
I'm going to give some money to the church as well.
Yeah, I want to say to church, because we are fighting, so that's and we can make that's a good thing. We can make
I'll put a lot more info related to this whole thing, because it should take place in late November, but we'll get a lot more info so you guys can actually watch this epic battle live. And then, we'll agree on a price. Me and Jimmy are going to split everything 50-50, and then we're going to donate a portion each to the church, which is a good thing in general. So hopefully you guys support it. I know you'll be entertained as hell. So please support it. I'll put more info out later about that.
Good. We went to church together, didn't we? And
we did. It was great. We went with James Jefferson and a couple other dudes from War Island, and it was. I love his church.
Yeah, great church.
You know what the funny thing is? What we can also include in this fight camp for both of you guys, we can do in a couple of weeks. We can do such like a program like they make with the boxing, that the two guys head to head on a table. I'm in between. I'm going to ask you questions about the fight, and you can talk bullshit.
We're on premiere in New York. Let's go.
Yeah, that's also good. Yeah,
and we can do a face-off before.
Of course, the face-off's going to be
hell yeah. November 11th, man. Let me give a shout out to Slight Tendencies real quick. Thank you for the $2. He says he's excited to see you throwing that spinning crescent. Well, I'll be throwing the spinning crescent a whole lot more.
I know Capoeira. Yeah, believe me, man. Don't be under.
Oh, this I'll just address this comment. Results may vary 7. Yes, would live to see Van Bakker versus Viking Samurai. Look, man, like let's be real. The Van Bakker guy and people who've been watching the channel, like everybody knows he's a delusional clown. Just to catch you guys up to speed, this is a guy that literally said he'd beat Michael Jai White with one kick. He also said that women find him more attractive than Jean-Claude Van Damme, which is fucking bullshit. He also said that he would beat me, Michael Jai White, and Van Damme at the same time. So this guy is a delusional loser. He would be no challenge. With me fighting, Jimmy's a real fighter, man. Like, Jimmy could throw down with anybody and it'd be a challenge. Von Bakker is a troll. He's a clown. He's a pathetic nobody. So anyway, and I don't want to talk about him anymore because people keep sending me shit that he's always talking shit about me. That's because he's jealous. And, you know, like just like Michael Jai White, I'm living rent-free in that dude's head.
What about Frank Dukes talking to bullshitters, yeah? Why didn't you bring him to work your corner? I mean, he's got ninjutsu training. Isn't he going to train you?
The Frank Dukes elements related to
Frank.
So we'll get Yoshi Dukes involved, you know, potentially next year. I'll tell you who I'm gonna get in the corner. It's gonna be one of two guys. And I'd like to bring them both out if possible, but it's either gonna be Don the Dragon Wilson or it's gonna be Tim Witherspoon, because those are the guys I plan to train with.
Both are perfect.
You know, for the fight. I'll have to actually call Don after this to see if he's actually free, because I'll go out to California and train with him. He is the 11-time world kickboxing champion. I have a really good friendship with him. I'd be stupid not to train with him. But I'm also going to be in Philly training with Tim Witherspoon, man.
But let's see if they still want to be in your corner if they know you're going to fight a real fighter in the form of Jimmy. Jimmy's not a normal fighter.
I know. He's an animal, man.
Champion. He's like incredible. So that's why I'm telling you, like, yeah, don't think more about it because the fight is already on.
Let me ask you, Viking Samurai, if the fight was mixed martial arts, is what you was calling for Mike Bisping, was you? Mixed martial arts?
Boxing. Mixed martial arts wouldn't be safe for Bisping. I would fight him in anything. If I had the opportunity, I don't care if it's bare knuckle, if it's boxing, if it's kickboxing, if it's MMA. If I had the opportunity, I would sign immediately, man. But I would prefer boxing because that aligns with my ultimate goal of getting the one of the Paul brothers.
All right, yeah. Well, personally, I prefer boxing too, yeah. And you would really be dead if it was boxing. I'm telling you, your first fight to fight me boxing, you're really dead.
Don't underestimate what Tim Witherspoon could do with me in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Do not underestimate what Tim Witherspoon could do with
one question, one thing.
I want to dedicated like me.
Hey, one very important thing what I want to tell you is that you Viking Samurai don't underestimate Jimmy, because I was already looking at Bisping at that level, and you think now you're gonna have a tune-up fight in the form of Jimmy. But I think it's gonna be a very
boxing gyms, yeah. Then you've sat on that swivel chair talking to people on YouTube lives, okay? So get that in your little samurai head, okay?
Like I do like and I do respect Jimmy, and like I said, that I'm gonna feel bad in a way because he's got a lot more to lose. And again, like I'm not like looking over him. I know it's gonna be a tough fight, but I just don't see any scenario, especially in kickboxing, where I would lose. I just don't. And I'm sure Jimmy in his head, obviously, he didn't see any scenario ever how he would lose against me. And that's how we both think.
If Jimmy wins, everybody expects it. If he loses, he's going to be famous. He's going viral if he loses. And then everybody knows who Jimmy is.
I would win this fight, you know.
I tell you what, to be honest,
you got already on the fence.
If I lose, I'm happy to retire from combat sports anyway. At my age, you know what I mean. I'm about opportunities, and believe me, the Warrior Island that is the fruit of me fighting, and to be, I must have been a half decent fighter to be recognized over in America, to be asked to come to Warrior Island. It's that in itself was an achievement for me.
100%.
I know I didn't become a world champion, but I'm undefeated in the BKFC. And, if any opportunities present themselves, each one's got to be bigger and better than the next.
Of course.
I'm not going from fighting on the BKFC to fighting somewhere in a small hall somewhere, This is a step up from the BKFC because it's international, with a pay-per-view audience.
And a title on the line.
In the beautiful Dubai. It's going to be incredible.
Whole world's watching.
I'll tell you what, Jimmy, though, if I do end up causing your retirement, you are such a character and a personality. I will utilize you in some future movies I'm doing.
Thank you.
So we'll get you into the whole acting thing, man.
I could be the
We'll
brother.
get you into the
Johnny's
whole
He's
acting.
gonna give you a prize to lose.
Yeah, worst case for Jimmy, he's just gonna end up doing movies then.
But that's what he also already want to do. So
Sure.
for him, it's already gonna be perfect. It's gonna be a nice fight. Yeah, and both of you gonna have a lot to win for yourself personally, because Jimmy has to win, or you Samurai have to win. But the one who's gonna win, he's the better fighter at that moment, and it's gonna be an incredible achievement of a warrior, victor of a Viking samurai, because incredible if he comes first fight, boom, against Jimmy, and he wins it, and then afterwards, of course, man, I'm gonna try to arrange everything to go to the next step. But just gonna talk to this fight only now, because first he has to pass you, man, and I don't believe he's gonna be doing
You
it.
can use those photographs of me and Jake Paul and me and Mike Perry together and go, "Hey Jake, look, I bashed your buddy Jimmy. Hey Mike, I bashed your buddy Jimmy. Come on."
But both of you are very very good-looking fighters. You know, fighters. You got your personality, both of you. So for him also, I'm already calling him also like a fighter now, because he's got his first fight. He's gonna be doing his fight camp from now on till November. The date still has to be picked, but then everything is around, and then you're gonna fight, man. It's gonna be incredible, and also
for
because
sure.
after
Let me just go over this comment. Commodore said, Viking Samurai, what's your martial arts background? I mean, what did you train for a long time? Maybe since your youth? Are you a black belt, Dan user, or something? So the martial arts training, I'll just summarize real quick, goes back to 1993. Actually, it goes back to the mid-'80s. I don't really count my year of judo training, though. I count my martial arts training when I wanted to do it, not when my parents forced me into it. But anyway, long story short, I do have a black belt in Taekwondo. I do have a black belt in Kempo Karate. I got years of Krav Maga and a lot of other cross-trained stuff. But I never refer to myself as a Taekwondo guy or a Krav Maga guy or a Kempo guy, because I find that limiting. I've always referred to myself as a martial artist, and that makes me keep an open mind about other things, anything related to training.
Oh, fuck, man. I'm quaking in my boots, man. I got to fight a 2-time black belt champion.
Yeah, I sense the sarcasm there, man. Because there's a difference between martial artists and fighters, of course. But they're you know, like they overlap to some degree. But yeah, there's a big difference, man.
Someone says, when is it happening? It's happening at the end of November. And it's going to be on pay-per-view.
Yeah, it will be in the month of November. It was supposed to be in Yemen, but Yemen has a travel ban, so it's too difficult to get in that country. So now the organization is working together to have the event in Dubai. I fought in Dubai and in Abu Dhabi for the same organization. So it's in the Arabic countries. So this time it's going to be Dubai, but the date exactly it's going to be confirmed. But the fight is on, man. So don't be.
Can you send this link if he posts it on his YouTube channel to the promoters and say, look, this is guys, yeah, they're gonna we're gonna put them on the map, I'm sure.
Yeah, but we can also think about a few things like what I just told you. Like maybe 2 weeks before the fight, we're gonna arrange the same thing, but then that you are looking together, that you're gonna talk only smack to each other about the fight, about you, because during this fight camp, a lot of emotions going to be involved also.
Oh, so yeah, dude. Like, it's mental warfare. Like, the fight's already started in a lot of ways. That's the way I look at it. So, follow both of our Instagrams. Follow all 3 of our Instagrams. I think I got it all linked in the description on this video. If I don't, I'll update that after this live. Last Man Standing says November 2023 ? Yes, this November. Here's a crazy-ass thing, man. So I'm actually going to be shooting a film for like 4 weeks, and I won't really be able to get into my hardcore ass training until about a month out. But, don't worry, I will be more than prepared. So yeah, everything's like happening so quick, but this kind of opportunity, it's like, you just got to go with it, man. Like, turn that down would be stupid.
But before the opportunity came, your big mouth did the thing. So I saw you talking, and that was the moment I reacted on this. Like, okay, you want to fight, then let's arrange the fight. So that's the thing. It was first you're mentioning all the things you had in your mind, man. It's manifesting your things. It's you're very good at it. Yeah, the three of us, like we are now, the three of us are talking to each other like for the fight. And everything's gonna happen, man. It's gonna play out how we all want it.
Yeah,
And you
for
guys,
sure, man.
but one of you guys are not don't saying the facts right, because one of you guys is gonna lose. It's gonna gonna be
one of us is gonna lose.
Oh, sure, man.
And I have every intention of putting that belt in his background though, because it looks so damn good, right? But, hey, this guy Axel Stone. Anybody who fights bare knuckle for a living has a screw loose. Fighting in general for a career, something ain't right with these people. So, hey, like, why'd you get into bare knuckle, Jimmy? Do you prefer bare knuckle, or do you prefer MMA or boxing or kickboxing?
Boxing and dirty boxing is my strong point. So BKFC would be, for me, it's my strongest attributes. With MMA, there's jiu-jitsu, wrestling. It's like Conor McGregor described it well once. He said it's like a game of spinning plates. You got to spin the jiu-jitsu plate, spin the wrestling plate, spin the kickboxing plate, and blend them all together. All those disciplines. Whereas boxing is just my favorite discipline. So for me, obviously BKFC. I think to get into fighting, to get straight into bare knuckle, that'd be
a silly thing, a crazy thing. That
Yeah.
would be a crazy thing, but not the way you did it and the way I'm gonna do it, because I'm already in contact with Danny Provenzano and Uncle Master Phil, Knife Phil. He's gonna arrange that I'm gonna be also in the bare knuckle fight championship in America. And also this guy here, Jimmy Justice, is gonna go with me, and then we're gonna do our work in boxing. What?
Watch out for BKFC Europe. It started. They're having a show on the 17th of November. Bulgaria. They've got fighters from all over the countries in Europe. Even they even got a Brazilian fighting on the show. Obviously he probably lives in Holland or something. But there's a lot of talent in Europe that's going to be fighting knuckle.
The reason why I'm just telling that about myself, that I'm going to do that all probably also when we got everything right with the promoter Danny Provenzano, but is because somebody was commenting just to tell about Jimmy that he's a crazy guy, doing that. I'm going to do the same, and I'm not going to do it because I want to look crazy and ugly after the fight. I'm not going to look ugly, man. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to keep my range, everything bare knuckle. And that's the reason I'm gonna step in the same kind of bare knuckle fight things that he's doing. So it's nothing with we are martial artists, man.
Yeah, talking of fighting and crazy stuff and martial arts, I was involved in team fighting, which was a real good experience. Now, Warrior Island, they had the Black Ninjas versus the Red Ninjas, but this team fighting event that I did in Europe was 5-on-5, and I represented the UK. Still, that was 5 versus 5, last man standing. That was crazy. And, that takes a lot of courage, because you don't know who you're fighting, how many guys you'll be fighting at once, what the weight is or the experience of your opponent or anything. There's so many factors you can't even think about it. You just have to go, and whatever happens will happen. Yeah. And
sorry.
Yeah. There's some real monsters.
That's crazy.
You know what the funny thing is? I saw Viking Samurai and your website because Jimmy and I are working out a concept of team fighting, like 3 against 3, and we're gonna do it probably bare knuckle fight, 3 different weight classes. We are already working it out together because of the presentator who was behind the scenes, where he was interviewing you, Viking Samurai. What's his name?
Jay.
Yeah, Jay told me that we are working together now, Jimmy and I, for that concept, and we are doing it also for Jay. We're gonna do things with him, so that it's.
I like 3. I think that's a good.
Yeah, we're gonna. I've already written down like 3 against 3.
But hey, look at this comment, Jamie McCutcheon. Jimmy thinking he's green, easy work. You best work hard. I don't think VS lasts around with Jimmy unless he pays Jimmy not to hurt him. There will be no agreements or exchange of money between us. This is going to be a real fight. and it's going to be pretty damn epic, man, because I'm pretty sure, I mean, Jimmy's proved himself as a real fighter, but you guys will all see.
Look,
We a lot, man.
Viking.
If Jimmy beats me, he'll have to knock me out, man, and I will go
Viking.
down that way if I have to.
Viking. Every fight I did in my life, it was always anxiety. It was always the day before. Why keep doing the same thing, fighting, because you don't like it. And the way when you walk to the ring, then you feel God, then you are in your right spot. You're gonna be fucking scared, man. The day before the fight, it's gonna be a whole new experience for you. He's already been through it loads of times. That's gonna be that's making your legs heavier, your everything. It's gonna be a very interesting fight.
Well, the legs are going to be fine because I work out with weights on my ankles anyway, so I'm already replicating that. But
it's a thing by being in your mind.
Yeah, mental is huge, man. AP, if you're fighting in the Middle East, make sure your money is in escrow first. I'll be buying the pay-per-view. All right, cool. We sold one, Jimmy. We got AP buying the pay-per-view, man. We need a lot of other guys for the support. It's gonna be epic, man. So,
right. We're gonna wrap this up. It was lovely speaking to you guys because this is almost an hour long.
50. Sure. Hey, let me go through this comment because this guy. Thank you for the $5, Tony Medelia. Jimmy is a bully, straight up. Take care of this guy, Viking.
It's a fair match, man. You see this guy's kicking technique. He's a black belt. This is out of my domain. I've done K1 kickboxing matches. Yeah, not to this level of black belt shit. Let's check out his kicks. You
know why I give Viking Samurai the benefit of the doubt? Because he kept speaking about his arguments, and then I thought, like, it's true. There are a lot of people also in this world who are martial art fans who never stepped into a gym, but who are watching like Jackie Chan, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Bruce Lee, and they are trying to copy it, training at home, and they can be great fighters. That's one thing I would agree. But the only thing is now we can see how it works out in the ring under pressure. And that's a funny thing about this fight. I'm not having a doubt if he can fight, if he has good techniques. That's gonna be incredible. That's gonna be good. There's gonna be a high level fight for sure.
Hey, if somebody wants to see me eat a kick, right, watch TFC 3 UK versus Brazil. TFC 3 UK versus Brazil. You can see me in slow motion eating a kick to the mouth like it's a Skittle, yeah? Or just shake it off, yeah? So you watch that.
On my Instagram and my Facebook.
I'm gonna send you a whole pack of Skittles your way. You're gonna be eating a shitload of kicks, Jimmy.
And I've got on my Instagram and Facebook, I've got no video of me getting kicked or punches kicks in the face. You can follow me for my fight camp, for my training, for everything, for the merchandise I have, everything. Those kinds of things, man. But no punches to the head or something.
Oh, mental deviant comment. Viking Samurai is going to have legit trainers in his corner, and this guy is super dedicated, so he has the best chance. This isn't some street beef. Yeah, this isn't some street beef, man. This is a really serious fight, and I'm fully committed to basically, going all in on it, man. I'm very excited, and I'm thankful for the opportunity. So I got to thank you, Juan, and I got to thank you, Jimmy.
Listen, we got to give this man a percentage of our pay-per-view revenue,
Oh, sure.
It's through him, through the stage, and, because at the end of the day, this is between us. I am assigning the guy to record it, and the money is pretty much going to come to me to share out to you guys,
When you earn money from that, you can give it to a charity. We're gonna find some good charity or church or a mosque. We're gonna give it to a good thing. So it's gonna work out fine. You only have to concentrate to focus on your training camps and to beat each other up, man. Because listen, one of you guys gonna keep the other one away from his world title. So one of you gonna win. And it's gonna be a world champion kickboxing.
Got a question for you, Jimmy, from Stephen Williams. Jimmy, do you think you're underestimating the Viking Samurai?
I think it's very easy for someone in my position to do that. It's like try my best not to. Honestly, I will try my best not to. like I say, I've got to train like I'm fighting someone in the BKFC. I've got to maybe imagine my.
It doesn't matter. You're gonna fight for a world title, man, and he's the one who's stopping you for getting it. So he's the block you're gonna step over, man. You have to beat him, and it doesn't matter if he's good or if he doesn't. It doesn't gonna be good because otherwise he's gonna you're gonna you're gonna steal your title from you, man. And
Hey,
that's
I'm gonna go to the gym tonight, and when
that's what I want to do.
I'm gonna be in the gym.
I want you to be hungry for the world title because then I know you're gonna.
Jimmy's got so much motivation, man, because again, despite who the opponent is, which happens to be me, there's a world title at stake. Two, like he said he'd retire if I beat him. So there's that. And obviously just the fighter's pride of like, hey, who's this martial artist dude? I'm a real effing fighter. I'll knock him out. So he's got a lot of motivation to basically.
And one more thing. Okay. Look.
Yeah, I fought twice this year already. That makes me a very active fighter.
But the most important thing is, besides everything you just explained, he works harder than a horse, man. He trains 2-3 times a day.
Yeah,
for sure, man. Even if he doesn't, even if he doesn't have a fight camp. So that's the funny thing. Like I already know that. So that's going to be the most dangerous thing about this whole fight camp, about this whole fight, because he works extremely hard.
Happy either way. Do you know why? Because as long as I train hard and I do my best on the night, win or lose, I'm happy. Yeah, because win or lose, I did my best. Yeah, whatever that is, that's the way I am. Yeah, there's fights that I've lost that I'm very proud of. Because I know that I did my best.
Perfect. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, and we expect nothing but your best.
Proud. And yeah,
but he's gonna train hard, most definitely for sure. Samurai has to win. He doesn't have to lose nothing, but he wants to win everything.
CNC, right? My boxing gym, they make me train hard. Yeah, Joe Hayes, he gives me amazing cardio circuits. See all that sweat that I had the other day. Yeah. That's what it's like, gym, and it's because of them that I am here now, and I'm ready to take on all comers. Anytime, any place, anywhere, because they get me fighting. Big up CNC Gym.
For sure, man. Dave Fletch said Viking will be the nicest world champion ever. That's true. I probably will be.
But Stephen Thompson is the nicest fighter in the world, right?
He is a nice guy too. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. He's the best.
Up there.
Viking Samurai reminds me of Sage Northcutt. Do you remember him from the UFC?
Yeah. He's in one championship.
He had some skills, but like he didn't live up to all the hype, man.
He went to one championship in Singapore. He's signed there and he's doing great, I heard. Yeah. He has a very hard way because of the UFC, because there he had a few crazy fights, bad fights. But then one championship took him up and then he's great. Same as Mighty Mouse. He's also doing fucking nice in the one championship. So shout out to Chatri.
85 pounds today. What do you weigh today?
What do you weigh today?
185.
Okay. So I'm always fluctuating between that 180, 185 range. Yeah. And how tall are you?
5'11".
Okay, so I'm between 5'9" and 5'10". So basically the fight's going to be 80 kilograms, which was 176 pounds roughly. So we pretty much like about the same size.
It doesn't matter. It's
already.
Yeah.
But we'll easily make that weight, man. So, we're not going to cut like to some stupid weight and try to drop 20 pounds of water. We're going to pretty much come in at our walking weight, which is great. Because we both in phenomenal shape year round. So it's very easy. And we're just going to come in at that weight, basically.
And it's a funny thing because you have the role in Warrior Island as one of the masters, right?
I have an interesting role because the Viking samurai character is like the protege of Ronin, the James Jefferson character, the creator of Warrior Island. So, like, if something happened to him, like, for whatever reason, then I would take over.
And Jimmy's fighting you now in real life.
In the real world, man. Yeah, not the fantasy island world. We didn't face off on the island. Jimmy had his own opponents, and so did I. But in the real world, things are different. And we're
what we can also show in the Vike and the premiere in New York is the tiki code, because you both gonna fight each other, but people gonna see you both working together there, being together, like everything like the normal way, the tiki code, like
And
James
to be a
Jefferson.
good role model to children. That's what it's about.
Perfect. The way we have to be, the way we are. That's a funny thing. That's what James saw in all of us, and he brought it together perfectly. It clicked like perfect, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Thanks to the Warrior Island cast.
Yeah, shout out to James for his incredible work and his dream. What he's already having for 10 years, and it's unfolding almost to the movie for the cinemas.
Yeah,
so incredible, man. And
Warrior
I'm very
Island,
glad
man.
because I met you guys.
Warrior Island Universe, Instagram. If you don't follow them already, get behind them. If you
Yeah,
live in America and you can make it to the premiere on the they're selling tickets, VIP experiences, you can do a plug for James, Mr. Samurai.
November 11th, New York, Urban Action Showcase. Get your tickets, Sarah. They got an amazing, a lot of cool stuff, man. They're gonna screen Enter the Dragon because I think it's the 50th anniversary. There's gonna be all kinds of martial arts celebrities, everybody there, and then you can add the VIP Warrior Island experience where you can meet us, take pictures with us, watch Warrior Island. You know, because that's gonna be very entertaining. It was a lot of fun working on it. I know they're gonna cut together something really great with all that footage that they shot. So it's gonna be really amazing, man.
Most definitely.
All right.
And here's a comment from Last Man Standing. I have a pretty good idea who this is. I think this is somebody that I knew in the 90s growing up. He said, y'all are hella funny. David has been training his whole life to get this opportunity. He's hungry. He's not afraid. And he's going to win. Keep playing it short. Just watch. This guy knows me, man. Like, he knows I was the guy who come home from school and then I train for 3 hours and then I go to my taekwondo class, you know?
Wait, I am the last man standing champion, by the way. I won a 8-man MMA. So that LMS, yeah, that's mine. 2012.
Nice. This guy is asked in Last Man, are you VS's brother? No, he is not my brother. You know, my brother, well, obviously he knows my history. I know his history. We trained together our entire lives. He's also a lifetime, you know, martial arts and bodybuilder as well. So
who's your brother?
Yeah, Last Man. Nope, grew up with him. See, I know who this guy is, though he kind of a mystery, you know, like we it's a long story, but we grew up on an army base together, man.
Yeah. John Rambo, you're dealing with a man who's the best with guns, with knives for his bare hands. A man who's trained to ignore pain, weather, to live off the land, to eat things that make a Billy goat puke. In Vietnam, David's job was to dispose of enemy personnel. Win by attrition. David was the best. You send men after him, remember one thing. A good supply of body bags.
Here's a comment from Michael Risdale. Viking Samurai blowing up. Movie star, legit fighter, which I'll prove at the end of November. What's next? Expendables 5 roll. Jimmy seems like a cool guy too. Yeah, me and Jimmy and even Juan need to be in Expendables 5. And if we can't, we'll make our own Expendables movie, man.
Yeah, but we're going to make our own movies. Yeah, that's it. We're going to be friends.
Jimmy, he's already making his movies. We are still we're not invited still, but let's see if something comes out of this whole thing.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I would love to shine in some of the movies Viking Samurai is making. Incredible, of course, man. But first, the fight. You got a fight in November, world title fight between Jimmy Justice and Viking Warrior, Viking Samurai. 7 rounds, 2 minutes, world title, man. K1 in Dubai.
Man, that's motivating me actually to tell me it's got 7 rounds. Definitely a motivational factor.
It was. I fought 2 times. And the first time was 12 rounds, 2 minutes. I fought on knockout in the early rounds, but that's different. And the second fight, it was 10 rounds, 2 minutes. I also won knockout, but all different story. But now they made it to 7 for 7 2-minute rounds, just for making a lot of more action. You have to do it now in 7 rounds. So more faster pace.
Yeah. Faster pace. That's cool.
More flying kicks.
The troll is back. He said, Jimmy talked real anger and trash to David, and now once he got his attention, he's being all nice and respectful, shows the drama is BS and just for the views. He just wants to get into films. So, look, man, like, fighters don't have to... Oh, you go ahead, and I'll address it.
So
Say it, Jimmy.
I said this guy's a proper troll, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
he's 100% proper troll, and so is his friend. That they always go after me, man. And I even looked at his friend's like YouTube account, and literally like the info about page has a picture of like a troll. So that says it all. The way I'll address this, look, man, like if people are going to get into a fight, like a competitive fight, then they don't have to hate each other, man. If anything, they should respect each other.
That's why I said I want to slap the shit out of you, David. Yeah, but listen, this man's gonna fight me now, so I stand by that. I still want to slap the shit out of you, David. Okay.
Yeah. So we are going to be throwing hands and a lot of feet, in my case, against each other, man. So this is not just some drama BS for views. This is actually like a legit fight. I did like get under his skin with my Michael Bisping comments, and I'm glad it turned into like we're going to fight for a damn world kickboxing title. So it's amazing, man. Something good comes out of this. And like we both,
and there is a possibility that you can get knocked out.
So yeah, there's always that possibility, man. And with 2-minute rounds, probably one of us will. Like if we got 2 minutes to go hardcore and we got 7 times to do that for the 2-minute rounds, I'm pretty damn sure one of us is going to get knocked out.
I expect a knockout. I expect a knockout.
Watch it live, man, because it's going to be really cool. Whether you like me, whether you hate me, whether you like Jimmy, whether you hate him, you're going to want to watch one of us get knocked out. Trust me.
Most definitely.
Tagging my mate Mike Perry and me in together and figures.
Oh hell yeah! I want Mike Perry after you, dude.
For all the people watching this, tune in most definitely when we are fighting Dubai. I'm gonna be also on the same card. I'm gonna give you a crazy knockout to go viral, man, for sure.
Yeah, so, I mean, you're already a 2-time world champion, and I think a Thai champion too. So they gotta watch your fight, and then the
whole card,
man.
By the way, or maybe just this trio, but whatever. From our fight onwards, we'll keep the cameras rolling, okay?
For sure, man. For sure.
Talk shit. Now he's a nice guy. What a fake.
Chat shit. Get back. Chat shit. Get back. Goodbye, America. I'm leaving.
Okay, bye-bye.
You're leaving, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm leaving, yeah.
All right, thanks, man. Thanks for coming out and spending the time.
Bye-bye.
So look what you did, Lazaro, man. Like, look, Jimmy in some ways is a nice guy, just like anybody. And everybody has their mean streak too. I mean, the guy's, like who I wouldn't even want to work with and deal with a guy if he was an arrogant asshole his entire day. Like some people mentioned that AJ Von Blocker guy. That's an arrogant asshole the entire day, which is why I would not want anything to do with him. Yeah, Jimmy's a nice guy because we respect each other. It doesn't mean we're not going to be like animals in there because we both are fighting for the same thing. Like we're in each other's way. And at the end of the day, men are very competitive. So we are going to fight for what we want, and we're in each other's way. At the end of the match, we'll hug it out, man. And we'll have even more respect for each other because we have traded blood and been in war together.
Yeah, but we have something as a fighter. Like my girlfriend now, when I met her, she told me that she thought I was an arrogant guy. Why? I'm not an arrogant guy. I'm a very nice guy, very friendly. And Jimmy's the same, man. Jimmy looks like hard, like a brawler. And he is a brawler, but a very nice guy and a very good dad at home, very hard-working guy, very honest guy. So just, a lot of respect for him. And also for you, Viking Samurai, taking this challenge. So let's see if it's going to work out fine for you. Because if it's going to work out, we're going to proceed doing such crazy things. Then I got a few more opportunities after this one. But the first step is already the big one for you to take.
For sure, man. And at the end of the day, like people could say whatever they want, but I'm sure a lot of you guys at home do not have the balls to step in a ring with Jimmy. Like the guy is an animal, man, and he would pummel somebody. And I'm sure I'll take a lot of heavy, hard shots from him. So at the end of the day, people could say what they want, but I got balls to basically do what I said. Just like if Michael Bisping ever wants to do this thing, or Mike Perry, who is a beast, like I would do that. I said I would, and I would actually step in the ring. You're going to see that, and you can see it live in November because I'm going to step in with Jimmy, and most people would not do that. They may say they would, but I'm telling you, they would not, especially if they've met him in person.
Most definitely.
So anyway, just to wrap it up, you got anything last to say, Juan?
No, I'm gonna follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Juan Javier Barragan. You can write my name down. And look out for the movie Out for Vengeance. It's gonna premiere also November this year, and the premiere of Warrior Island, the TV movie. It's gonna premiere the 11th with both of you guys. And don't forget to tune in and watch everything we're doing around our fight camp before our fights in Dubai, because you and me both, we have a world title fight where we are working towards. And you got to say no. You can legitimately tell everybody you're fighting a world title, man.
Yeah,
so congrats,
that's awesome, dude. And again, I appreciate that opportunity to invite for this event. So November is going to be huge for you. You got 2 movies basically premiering, and then you got a world title fight. So congrats, dude, on all the success.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you a lot. Working hard for it, and just doing good, man.
Hard work works, basically. Hard work works. And it does
hard
pay
work
off.
pays off always, man. Always. Hard works and believing in yourself.
Yeah. Self-belief. Huge.
Incredible.
Anyway, thanks for joining, Juan. Appreciate the conversation.
You can always call me if you want me in the show. No problem, man. I would love to talk always with you. I like your channel with Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal. I've just watched a few of them, and I'm gonna keep going because a lot of good content you're making, man.
Awesome, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
Thank you a lot. Have a great evening, and hope to see all you guys soon. Yes.
Yeah. Sounds good, man. And I'm gonna get to the gym, start training, because you can't take someone like Jimmy lightly. So, training time for me.
Better start training, man. Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
Later, Juan.
See you later, man.